Welcome to Santiago. We flew up. We've headed north this time. So first hour in Santiago, arrived in the airport, went straight to the desk called Tourbus, 1,900 Chilean pesos, which was very cheap, which took us to the metro station. Got off the bus, straight down the steps into the metro, got a card, and I think 1,000-ish Chilean pesos to get to Providencia. Our Airbnb isn't ready till 3 o'clock, so we decided that we would just step around the corner because we saw that the road was closed off, and we have now found another celebration for not Independence Day, it's the day to celebrate the services. So we're going to stop for a quick drink, get into the Airbnb, and then I would imagine come straight back down here. So I have got the Terramento cocktail, which we had yesterday, which is the pineapple, fizzy wine, ice cream and cherry syrup. Apparently, when in Chile, this is what you do on a celebratory day. And Stuart's got a beer.
This is called anticucho.
Broche, pulsera, los anillitos. ¿Cuánto vale? 9.000. Y 7.000 los chiquitos. Pieza única. Igual no repito color ni base. Y todas las bases son de acero quirúrgico.
Good afternoon from the hill of San Cristobal. This is where we can get the funicular that's going to take us up to the top of the hill, and then the cable car with views all across Santiago. We tried to buy the tickets online when we first arrived, and for some unknown reason the system doesn't seem to be working. We haven't got a clue what's going on, so we've been asked to join this queue, and we're in the queue now. It's not very long. Hopefully we'll be through fairly quickly. However, if we had have bought our tickets online, we'd be moving very quickly like the people behind us over there. But hey, we've got the whole day in Santiago, and we're looking forward to getting up to the top of that hill. Well, I gotta say, I quite like it at the top of the San Cristobal Hill. We've only just been up the funicular, we've not gone across onto the cable car just as yet, and I really quite like the peacefulness of it. There's bird song, there's some lovely music playing away, families having fun, enjoying themselves. The views are absolutely spectacular. Really looking forward to getting across on the cable car in a few minutes though. But plenty of photo opportunities. It's just a real shame today that the mist has descended across the top of Santiago, and there's a lot of high cloud. Temperatures aren't particularly great, although they're much better than they were a couple of days ago when we were down in the Patagonia region of Chile and Argentina. So we've gone up by about 18 to 20 degrees since then, so it's a lot warmer up here, but we're still looking forward to going further north on our travels when we're going to go up into Bolivia and Ecuador and Colombia and all those kind of places, Peru. It's going to be a lot warmer up there. But in the meantime, have a good look at some of these views. So there's some lovely walks that you can do at the top of San Cristobal Hill. This is the Walk of the Crosses that takes you down towards, I believe, where the cable cars are going to be. But just take in the spectacularness of the Andes that totally and utterly surround this huge city. I mean, it literally is huge. It goes as far as the eye can see. Quite interesting, in actual fact, because we were on a flight yesterday for about 3.5 hours, and we started at the very bottom of the Andes, and we still haven't reached the most northernmost point of the Andes, and yet for 3.5 hours we were flying across this mountain range all the way up that runs the full length of Chile. The big glass building that you can see in the picture there, I'm not even entirely too sure of the name of it, but what I do know about that big glass building is that it is the tallest building in the entire continent of South America.
Welcome to Concha y Toro. We are at the vineyards today. We were going to get a tour guide, but they were all full. So we looked online ourselves with the vineyard, found that we could buy a ticket. And then we made our way here from Providencia on the metro. Very easy, 22 stops on the metro, 5 stops on a bus, 2-kilometre walk, and you're here. And we did it for less than £2 for one-way journey. So highly recommend, if you want to see a bit of Chile and you see that it says that the guides are full, then actually why not just do it yourself, because you can do it really cheaply and really easily. So let's go inside. started the tour, but it's all in Spanish.
We knew that before we came.
I know, but we are picking up quite a bit of Spanish. Octo minuto, 8 minutes. Anyway, let's have a look around.
Taste this one and give us your opinion.
Perfecto, todo el mundo tiene vino en su taza, en su copa.
Nice.
Muy bien, entonces comenzamos nuestro ejercicio de degustación. Acérquense sin miedo, si no pasa nada, vengan aquí a la barra. Primero,
Very nice.
veremos todo
Well, it's very cold in here, that's for sure. That's a massive difference from being outside to coming in to where the barrels are stored. Ooh. And the tour continues on. Lovely look at some barrels, loads of old machinery. It's still absolutely freezing cold in here. Obviously it's the right temperature to keep your wine at, but not if you're wearing a t-shirt like I am, like a fool.
Sentidos, la vista, el olfato y el paladar, ¿ya? La vista, siempre pensamos que solo de mirar el color del vino ya podemos ir sacando algunas conclusiones de cómo va a ser el vino que vamos a probar. Por ejemplo, en el caso de los blancos.
So that's us finished the tour here at Concha y Toro. I think it's fair to say we've enjoyed ourselves, haven't we?
I think it was fabulous. The wine tasting, albeit the fact it was in Spanish, we understood un poco. We got a few good words out of it. I mean, I even had some tasting notes that I made, which was great.
I think it's fair to say that when we got to we disclosed to the first guide that we had that we didn't speak much Spanish.
Un poco.
And he was very, very good with us. The second one we met her kind of like, well, we didn't really meet her, did we? She was already at the front of the room. And I mean, the normal wine tour here, I'd say probably not really worth the value as much. We had 3 glasses of wine. I was really concerned that, I mean, at one point in time, it was like the Gobi Desert.
Yeah, they were very, very small. They were less than 100ml measures per glass, which if you'd have paid the full amount to come here and do that, I think you would be disappointed. But because we added on the extra, which is probably what they want people to do, to be fair, but we added on the extra where we got 6 glasses of wine, 1 glass of water, and then we had some cheese.
That's on top of the 3 glasses that you get on the standard tour.
Yeah, on top of that. And then you're able to make some wine tasting notes, which obviously I did. And then you have a cheese menu. So I've also rated the cheese. I have to say that the Petit Camembert from France was nice. It's been a few weeks since we've tasted some French cheese. And we also had an Italian cheese, which was the best by far.
Wasn't it just? The grounds of this place are absolutely stunning, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think what really makes the tour, I think our first impressions when we came in were The grounds are absolutely stunning. The tour itself, if you did the tour without the fine wine tour, it was okay, but the fine wine was probably what
and
made
I think if I was going to do it again, well, not again, but if I was going to do it, I would say, do you know what, make your own way here, book the tour with the Concha y Toro estate, which you can do online. Save yourself about 50, 60, 70 pounds by doing it that way. You're getting exactly the same experience. And it's definitely worth it because it was so easy to get here. Even if you don't want to come on the metro and the bus and you just want to get an Uber or a taxi here, just do it that way. I don't think it would be worth paying that extra because you're not actually getting anything extra by doing it with a tour company.
No. And it was just good, wasn't it?
It was great.
And I feel like we've had a few glasses of wine,
I
dear.
have definitely had a few vinos.
Yeah. So we're going to leave you now with a quick view of whereabouts we are, and then we're going to head back into Santiago and go for some more vinos.
Possibly. Welcome to the Atacama Desert. We've just arrived. If you are thinking of coming here, you can get a bus from Santiago, which takes a very, very long time. Or alternatively, you can get a plane from Santiago to Calamar Airport. And then once you arrive there, you get a transfer, which took about an hour. And we've landed, it feels like we've landed on another planet.
Yeah, it's like something we've never seen before.
No.
So we're right in the Atacama Desert, and the town that we're in is very different indeed. I'll show you in a few moments' time the standards of the roads, but the views around here as we were coming in on the transfer were just absolutely gorgeous. We came in from Calamar into San Pedro to Atacama, and it took us across the Valle de la Luna, and there was somewhere else as well that we just saw as well. Don't know the name. The bus driver was calling them all out, but we didn't know what we were really looking at.
But we are doing a tour from here across the Atacama Desert into Bolivia.
In the meantime, we're staying, it says in the back, we're staying in the Hostal Iluaca. We've got here early. They've not allowed an early check-in, which is fine, not an issue. But we're just going to have a look around the town.
We are.
We've stopped off for a bit of lunch at a restaurant called Adobe, which has this lovely, lovely, lovely little inner courtyard just off the street outside, whereby it's getting quite busy now. So we thought we'd take a bit of a rest, grab a cerveza, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, a nice dark beer, which obviously is quite rare here in South America, but we're enjoying it.
Our first meal in the Atacama Desert, it looks wonderful. Sopa picalias or something. Basically, seaweed and avocado on some little breads, I think, by the looks of things. And Stuart's got quesadilla. So I'm just going to take you into one of the to the breakfast room. Along here you can see these are all the rooms. They do dormitories. We had a double room with a private bathroom. The shower was probably the best shower that we've had in South America. And I just take you through into this room. So this is where you can come for breakfast, and the breakfast, I have to say, was the best cold buffet selection, 4 types of jam, 2 types of peanut butter, hot chocolate, biscuits, toast, tea, coffee. I mean, where have you been in a hostel where you get 4 lots of different hot chocolates and 3 types of coffee, mate? And then you get all of these tea bags as well. So do you know cocoa tea there for the altitude sickness? And then you've also got a fridge over there that you can store all your water in. And then you've got the kitchen. Hola, hola. You've got the kitchen where you can cook as well of an evening, which is what we did yesterday. And then I'm sure they won't mind if I just show you. That's one of the double rooms that's getting ready to be made up. So really, really lovely place to stay. And I would highly recommend it. I'll just show you into one of the rooms. I'm sure he won't mind. But here is one of the rooms. So you've got a lovely, well, this one is a double bed. Hola! It's just been cleaned for somebody. So you can have a double bed like this, or we had a super-sized king bed, and it was so comfortable. But this gives you an idea of what the rooms are like. And then you can also have free bike rental. And this is us going out on our bikes today. Hola! Here we are in Val de la Luna, just outside of San Pedro. We've actually cycled here. If you do want to come here on your bike and you're not doing it on an organised tour, you do need to get here by 11 o'clock. Organised tours are available in San Pedro, but we decided whilst we had the opportunity for free bike rental and we needed to burn some calories off, isn't that true, Stuart?
Yeah, far too many Cerveza so far.
We decided that we would cycle out to here. It's quite an interesting cycle ride because obviously you've seen the state of the roads, but do you know what? It's good to do, and we've quite enjoyed it. So yeah, here's the Val de Luna. We can show you around the outside of it because we're not allowed in with drones, but here's how it looks.
The other little fact that we haven't mentioned so far about cycling around here is that San Pedro de Atacama sits at almost twice the height of Ben Nevis. So we didn't particularly get out of breath while we were cycling, but you do start to notice it's a little bit different up here with the height, and it's nowhere near as high as what we're going to get when we go towards La Paz and to Cusco and to the Inca Trail. So it's a really good place to kind of come and acclimatise yourself before you start making that climb upwards. We're quite looking forward to doing a very, very slow route into La Paz and Cusco, because we're going to be doing that overland as opposed to flying into there. If you fly into there, it can be a bit of a culture shock, particularly if you've flown from Lima, which is obviously at sea level. So yeah, there's lots of places around here selling coca tea. There's lots of places selling coca leaves for you to help with the acclimatisation. But yeah, we haven't found it too bad so far.
So we are cycling, and Stuart has come across this football pitch, which is dirt, and then it has white dirt to do the lines. I wouldn't want to be anybody that was playing on this, because I would imagine if you fall, it's going to really scrape those knees. But yeah, Scotland have come to the Atacama desert. Did you score, Stuart?
I did, but look at this.
I know, I just said it's
Just
like,
look at it. That's the pitch.
imagine if you fell on that.
Oh, but there clearly is. There's people been sliding through some of
Yeah,
these.
they're tough out in the desert. That's obviously, for the players where they can sit.
That's
And
for the fans.
for the fans, not the players, because the players are
The
playing.
players have got changing rooms over there.
There are changing rooms, yeah. But yeah, all here. And because we're in the desert, obviously, it gets exceedingly hot. So they have covers for people to sit, and then doing their bit for recycling plastic, which is great to see. And then the children's playground is all under cover as well. So this is what you get when you hire a bike and you just take yourself off into the middle of the desert. You come across the most bizarrest of things, but things, I guess, that make the memories. So we are now on our way to the village of Tulor.
We've just stopped here because, like everything in the Atacama Desert, the views, just every so many minutes you just get to see something totally different. And the view of Val de la Luna from here is absolutely spectacular. I don't know if you can see that in the distance there. I will just zoom in for you. But the valley just looks absolutely stunning. It really does. If I turn around, there's Mrs. G and her bike, and in the background a massive volcano.
You keep forgetting its name, begins with an L.
Yep, that one's not live, as in active, but the other ones either side of it are. So we're totally and utterly surrounded by volcanoes in this valley, but the desert is just, well, it's just desert. It's quite clear that people haven't walked across here for years. It's just absolutely stunning. It really is. And the road that we're cycling on, what's it like, Mrs. Gordon? Show us. Go on. Go and have a cycle and we'll film you cycling.
How bumpy it is. Hold on then. That was probably one of the flattest parts. So we cycled out of the desert and survived, which is always good. We've now come to lunch at a place that was recommended but was closed last night. So we've rocked up for lunch. He speaks no English whatsoever. Obviously we don't speak any Chilean.
Spanish.
Or Spanish. So we have somehow managed to order ourselves a menu of the day, which is obviously menu del dia. That was fine, but we weren't really sure what was coming. So this is what we've got so far, which is cassoulet, which we think is like a soup with chicken and potato. And then we think we've got fish coming next. What they didn't do, I didn't necessarily want, but Stuart really wanted, was a beer. So this will have to be a alcohol-free beer, and then we'll have to find some for Vefa.
Alcohol-free beer?
Alcohol-free lunch. I've had too many exciting moments this morning on that bike. So yeah, highly recommend it, we think. We'll let you know.
Well, that was just simply delicious. Really, really good food, all home cooked. If you are looking for somewhere to eat that is really traditional Chilean, hey, get me, Chilean, then you want to head to Pucara 2. It's right on the outskirts of San Pedro de Atacama, but it is absolutely fantastic. We don't know the bill yet. I don't think it's going to cost much, to be honest with you. So yeah, a really, really, really nice lunch.
So just in case you were wondering, our bill came to 14,000 pesos, which actually equates to £11.30 for 2 courses, some bread and a Coca-Cola and water, which is phenomenal, which just shows get off the beaten track and save yourself some money.
So whilst walking around San Pedro de Atacama, it's just a real kind of mishmash, really. You've got roads that are totally and utterly unpaved, and there's really difficult to walk upon. And then all of a sudden you just come in and there's this beautiful, beautiful square where all the properties have all suddenly turned this lovely shade of white, whereas previously everything was very terracotta coloured. I don't know if you can see, but the church behind me, the roof is absolutely amazing. It looks like it's just literally just been made with mud, compacted mud onto the roof. But yeah, lovely, beautiful little square, little market going on at the moment. Obviously, it's very touristy here, very touristy indeed. But you know, the location is absolutely stunning.
Good morning, everybody. It is 6 a.m. and it is freezing cold. We are waiting to be collected, ready to start our 3-day trek across to Bolivia. So look out for the vlog that will follow.